Behind home plate, we bringing it to them all day. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Win or lose, we bringing it to you always. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Orange or black, we rebuild the pack. No matter where we at, you know we coming back. Section 336, we on this, so tune in. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Yeah, welcome to Birdland. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Now, here come the boys from Section 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, Next Generation of Baltimore Sports Talk. I am your endearingly stuttering host, Matt Soroka. As always, I'm joined by a guy who's only asked Santa to bring a top-of-the-rotation, preferably Japanese starting pitcher down his chimney, the button lover Josh Soroka.
No. I've given up on all that stuff. I am asking Santa for something nice and simple.
Okay.
Extensions.
Oh, extensions.
Extensions. And I don't mean the extension to OPACY. I don't need that.
You don't mean extensions to your hair?
Nope, my hair's good. No need for plugs or extensions or any of that.
Okay.
I would just like some extensions. That's my Christmas list present thing.
If you could choose extension or a new owner, what would you choose?
Oh, that's a good one. I will choose new owner because I believe with new owner, I will get the extensions. I believe I'm more likely with a Michael Rosenbaum to get extensions.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, we got a good show. This is our Christmas show.
It is our Christmas show. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Or Happy Holidays.
Or Hanukkah. I think we're in the middle of Hanukkah also.
Well, that's why you say Happy Holidays. It covers your bases.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
That's also. I work in education. I haven't heard a single Merry Christmas. I've heard a million Happy Holidays. That's where we're at.
Okay,
got to cover your bases.
Sorry, I'm in Florida.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
And there's one holiday around this time that I have not heard since I moved to Florida. Comes a little bit after Christmas.
What's that?
Kwanzaa.
Oh, Kwanzaa.
I haven't heard any Happy Kwanzaas since moving down here. I don't know if they don't celebrate that down here. Or it's just that you wouldn't tell me Happy Kwanzaa.
I don't know why you would come up to you at all, unless you are wishing other people.
You know what? Though I will say we did get a little gift this week, or our listeners got a gift.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Is we got approved to start streaming to Instagram.
That's what everybody wanted.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
Miracle.
We're getting over on Instagram. We got people giving the little muscle arms, little wave hands, little Christmas trees.
Yeah, a lot more emoji buttons there.
We're getting a lot of emojis from Instagram. No comments, but a whole bunch of emojis from different people.
Okay.
So we appreciate the emojis, but words help. Words help guide the conversation. Emojis just look pretty on my screen next to us.
That's fine. We don't need other words. We got a lot to talk about. We got a new lease to talk about this week. We got.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
It's pretty sure now. I think it's a sure thing now.
I believe it's official now. Yes.
Yeah, and so I'm looking forward to Josh later on our conversation about because the Orioles are going to get a bunch of money and where that money should go.
Oh,
I think we both have strong thoughts on that.
And a few things in the lease, a few lines in the lease to discuss, including there was one line in there about where some of the money's going to.
Okay, good, because I looked at that thing and I said, I'm not reading that. So I'm glad you read it. I did not read it. Yes. I just saw there was a lot of words.
I marked a few things worth discussing in the lease. So I am excited to break down the lease. I'm excited to come up with our own ideas for how we too can spend $600 million.
Hey, listen, I would have no problem spending $600 million. You give it to me, I'll spend it. Hey, Josh, Christmas shopping? Do you do in your household? Are you doing the Christmas shopping, or is Kelly doing the Christmas shopping?
In our house, in our house, Santa does the Christmas shopping.
Okay, that means you have no idea what your kids are getting.
Oh, I knew it all. It's all me.
Okay.
That means.
Oh, that's right. Because
I will say here. I'll tell you
Josh
this.
is a gift giver.
I don't
Josh
even
likes
know.
To give gifts. He enjoys it.
We haven't figured out how to handle the podcast yet for this, but for Kelly and I, I enjoy giving gifts.
Yeah.
For Kelly and I, our gift to each other is we're going on a cruise, in a week. So New Year's Eve we take off to go from Tampa and then towards Mexico. I don't know, whatever. What, Gulf of Mexico? I guess we're going in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, it's the Gulf Coast. Yeah,
And I think we hit some things in Mexico.
Okay.
I don't know the details.
You should look at the itinerary.
I'm good with gifts. She's good with planning and itineraries.
Okay. Do you need a passport for that?
I have a passport, yes.
Okay, good.
I don't know if I need it, but I have one.
Okay, just in case.
So
yeah, that's good. You guys are doing. That's a really good idea, actually, because I was just thinking about buying a gift for my partner. That's what we'd say tier 2, not we do partners. One of my it's like I almost hate Christmas because I hate having to find and buy a gift. I never know how to do this. It's stressing me out. I never know what to get her. And I can't do clothes because none of it fits her right. I can't do jewelry because I don't got that kind of money right now. So I really have nothing I can give her. And it's to the point where I hate Christmas and I maybe want to get a divorce just so I don't have to worry about stressing out about buying her a gift every year.
I'll tell you a couple smart things I've learned. One,
yes, any suggestions I'm open to.
My wife and my 18-year-old daughter both do the same thing. Throughout the year, whenever they see something on Amazon, TikTok, Facebook, whatever that they like, they add it to a list in Amazon. So when it comes time for shopping for birthdays, Christmas, or I screwed up and I need to buy my wife a present, I know there's an Amazon list full of stuff that these two girls would like.
Okay, so that's good. Yeah, and I have a notes. I have a notes page. I'm so easy, and I have so much stuff I want to get that I don't get. I have a notes page with like 20 things I want. I will myself, including like a new cell phone.
I know you've been begging on the family chat for a new. I
just want someone to give me a secondhand cell phone.
You know, the rest of the world just goes out and purchases a cell phone.
Yeah, not going to happen.
But I am told that I am impossible to shop for because
I feel like I could get something for you easy.
I just buy something right away. I think I'm pretty easy. In fact,
give Josh a bobblehead and he's happy.
But here's the problem, and I wanted to share on the podcast. I had, since our last podcast, which we're talking, 10 days ago?
10 days, yeah.
I have had 3 brand new items come in the mail for my office that I had purchased myself. Now, I did not purchase them all on the same day, but I purchased this Oriole memorabilia throughout, and it all happened to come this week.
Oh, so that's why people don't like you, Josh, because you buy things for yourself. I never buy anything for myself, so my list grows.
Exactly.
But you just take care of it yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So that makes it tough for people. I understand that. But yes, there's plenty of bobbleheads that I could get that someone could send me.
Can I also say you have a more challenging, as your kids get older, it's more challenging. With my 2 kids or 3 kids, I forgot I have 3 of them. They are the easiest things. I could walk down any aisle of Walmart, pick out almost any item, and they would be thrilled about it.
Yep.
Silas, totally for his letter to Santa, wrote a water bottle and Magic Tree House books. Yeah, and that's it. So my kids, easy to please and very cheap. I'm spending $20 and they're covered for Christmas.
No, my kids are tough, and they're at the age where, like, you need this proper swag and drip for school.
Yeah, and drip ain't cheap. I don't know. I would assume drip ain't cheap.
I don't know how things are back in Maryland, but right now, Under Armour is not so popular down here. You got to get the Nike down here.
Yeah, Sal's just got a pair of Under Armour shoes on discount for like $15.
Exactly,
it's not bad.
Yeah. Give it a little bit more, and you'll have to play this game.
Are you doing the Mike? What's his name? Mike McDonald, the McDaniel. I don't know his name. The coach for Miami, who's got the little tag on his shoes. Have you seen these? I went and looked them up. They're like $700.
I looked them. I did the same thing because they have a stupid name too. Yeah, whatever. It's like the
And I kind of liked them, so I was like, well, I might cop a pair. And then I saw the price. I was like, okay, I'm not.
Yeah, when I saw the price, I said, so that's why you keep the tag on.
Yeah.
$700 per shoe. I don't remember the name. Matt, I did see that thanks to Instagram, we have some new viewers, including, it looks like, your in-laws. So if you need some gift ideas.
Oh, yeah. Drop some hints here. Or drop some ideas for the in-law. No, Josh, my shopping and Christmas, it's covered. It's already done.
Y'all good? Really? Because you still got 4 days to go.
Okay. Look, I myself have not purchased a thing.
Oh, okay. Right.
I gave Emily one recommendation for Silas. And yeah, I'm done. I think Emily has everything else taken care of, including my parents. which, maybe I should take care of my parents, but even Emily took care of my parents.
I took care of my parents as well.
I was going to get to it. Emily was like, I was going to wait till 23rd, 24th and go out, but Emily just already got to it.
Yeah.
I would have gotten to it.
Yeah. Amazon makes it easy to do ahead of time.
Yeah, I'm in person. I go in person.
Well, I bought our parents' gift in person. I went over to Costco and picked it up. So
there you go. To drop a hint if they listen to the episode.
I mean, there's a billion things inside of Costco.
I'll tell you, it could be new tires. I don't know.
Right, it's not $1.50 hot dog. Yeah, I ate that on the way out.
Right. That's a good deal for a hot dog.
So what's the? We got lease, we got new pitcher, and I got show and tell. What do you want to talk about first?
I forgot about the new pitcher.
Heasley. You forgot about Heasley?
Yeah, and how about Lamar Jackson's throw to Likely? People are talking about one of the greatest plays in the NFL this year.
Oh no, I'm wacko. I'm wacko. It's I want to talk Flacco.
See, Josh, you are what's wrong. You are what's wrong with that with everyone here.
No, I mean
everyone. We have one of the best quarterback MVP candidate on our team, and people are salivating at Joe Flacco.
You want to know my thoughts about Lamar Jackson real quick? I think that last week, the end of last week is one of the best drives I've ever seen Lamar do in his career. And then I think this past week was one of the best games Lamar has played. I thought it was an outstanding game. And I cannot wait for Christmas night as the two best teams in the NFL take on each other.
Yeah, I think the Ravens are like 5-point underdogs. That seems a little bit disrespectful to me. Is that disrespect by Vegas? A little bit disrespectful, I think.
Oh, where's it at? It's in San Francisco, so that's just home field advantage.
Well, that's 3 points should be home field.
Yeah, but all year the 49ers have been ranked higher.
They are a juggernaut. Yeah.
Ravens have worked their way up. No, the Ravens are extremely fun this year, and it is. I don't know if it's Lamar being healthy, but it's the first time in the Lamar era, that it feels like something like this is destiny.
Yeah, well, this team seems rather complete, and I remember, and people,
it's balanced.
Because I mean, I'm a huge Zay Flowers guy, and Zay Flowers was not a part of the offense at all against the Jaguars, nor was Bateman had a nice game, but Beckham was a small role too. And so all of a sudden it became about the running game, about Lamar making plays and Likely, and then Bateman got involved. And so there's so many ways this team can beat you because they're so complete. They have a good defense, and they're fun to watch. I'm old enough to remember at the beginning of the season, people were questioning Todd Monken and his offense, and he's just like the previous offensive coordinator, is not creative enough. And then I see people embarrass themselves on X on every game. I can't even log on there because they make these big pronouncements about the game when the game is one quarter in, and like, just everyone calm down. Let's let the game play out. And I'm sure I too, Josh, I'm pumped about the Christmas Day 49ers Ravens game. Like, I'm excited. I mean, I'm pumped about it. But again, I'm also like realizing everyone's going to make these big pronouncements after the game. If the Ravens win, it's going to be, Super Bowl or bust. If they lose, it's going to be, this team's overrated. Everyone just slow your roll and chill out. This game in the grand scheme of things means actually kind of very little. The game against Miami, I think, is even a bigger game when you're fighting for the 1 seed. But yeah, I'm just enjoying the ride. I wish people would enjoy the ride more. And I'm enjoying the Ravens ride. And I just think it's just a fun Ravens football team.
Yeah. The other thing I've been noticing about Lamar this year, especially the past few games, is Lamar. I've seen progression in Lamar, where now we're seeing him scramble, but he's looking downfield and passing while he's moving. And I don't know how he can dodge all these linebackers, dodge guys, move in and out of the pocket, move up, down, left, right, and still keep eyes downfield on where to throw the ball.
Yeah.
But he's doing it. And it's something we've talked about for years with Lamar. And I think it's the first time this year where we're seeing it, where he's actually able to do it.
Yeah. Lamar's pocket awareness is amazing to me.
Yes.
The fact that he seems to know where everybody is. And especially when it gets so crowded back there, he seems to just have a good feel for everything. And you're right. Like, he has openings and he's not going. He's waiting and waiting and looking downfield and he's only running with the last resort.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if that's great or not, because I think he's super exciting and fun when he takes off right away. But certainly his evolution as a passer, I think, has taken a step in the positive direction this year.
Yeah, so and Likely, as you said at the start, has really stepped up. where we thought there might be a hole, and it hasn't.
We have a lot of
there.
weapons on offense, especially at the receiver position. I mean, the Mitchell injury is a real bummer.
Yes.
But we have a lot of kind of receiver offensive weapons. The thing that concerns me, Josh, going down the line here. I mean, I heard Beckham and Flowers were not in practice today. I know offensive line has been dealing with injuries. Moses and Stanley. We just need to get and stay healthy as we kind of make this march towards the playoffs. So that's what I just hope we all can stay healthy.
I totally agree, and I think that's our Ravens talk, right?
Yeah, that was good. That's good. I think that's the most Ravens talk we did all year.
It really is.
And good job on us.
Yeah. Someone in the on YouTube just commented, "I didn't know you guys watched football."
I know. Hey, we're Baltimore guys.
We are Baltimore guys. We used to, for the long time, people remember the football seasons used to be tough on us because we would do an Orioles podcast and a Ravens podcast during the week.
Orange episodes and purple episodes.
Yeah. And Orange would go over to Utah Street, Purple would go over to Russell Street, and we would hit them both. And those would be some long nights.
Yeah. And I think what happened is your boy Joe Flacco got so miserable to watch, and this offense with Joe Flacco at the end of his career got so awful to watch. They were like, we can't even talk about this team anymore. And Burt got so mad.
Yeah,
Burt started going to Costco and not watching the games, and that's that's where it fell off. But Josh, real quick on Joe Flacco.
Yes.
How do we feel about this? Is it okay to root for the Browns?
Do
you do this weird thing where you root for Joe but root for the Browns to lose? Where are you at on Joe and the Browns?
I am going to be rooting for Joe until he faces the Ravens.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean I love the idea of this old guy was sitting at home, going to Costco on Sundays, and now he's in the NFL, and now he's one. I look at the list of quarterbacks that he is better than, and I think of all the quarterback injuries we've seen this year in New York and Arizona and everywhere else, and no one called Joe Flacco. It took the Browns calling Joe Flacco. And then the Browns are so confident that they can just hold on to Joe Flacco that between games 1 and 2, they just put him back on the practice squad.
No one would take him. Yeah.
Nobody wants this guy, and he's putting up great stats. I saw he could be like the comeback player of the year, they're saying, if it continues.
Yeah, he's a cool story.
So, and he's just a good guy, easy guy to root for.
He has always been. I remember when he signed his big $100 million contract or whatever it was after the Super Bowl, he went to McDonald's to celebrate.
Exactly.
That's just classic Joe.
Yep, Joe and Donald Trump, classic McDonald guys.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but I and Donald called Joe elite, so they have connections all over the place.
That's true. That's true. You used to have a button here.
Yeah. So I'm happy for Joe Flacco, and I'm actually, and again, this is coming from a guy who likes the wave because I like fan entertainment. And I like it. I actually like it when the Steelers are good. I always root for them to lose, but I like it when it's good. They're good because the rivalry. Yes. And I want the Steelers to make the playoffs, especially this year. I would love to play the Steelers in the playoffs because we destroy them. And I feel like the same way about the Browns. I know the Browns have that elite defense.
The Browns beat us.
I know
without Joe Flacco.
I know without Joe Flacco, but it just as from like a fan perspective, how much fun it would be to play the Browns with Joe Flacco in the playoffs. It would be kind of hilarious and also a lot of fun. And I think we would kick their butts.
And it'd be fun. Joe coming back to Baltimore because it would be a home game. Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah. So, but I hate everybody else in the Browns.
Yes. I don't like the Browns as an organization.
No, yeah, they're a crap organization. They have dirty players up and down. They have players that probably should be in jail. It's all that stuff.
Right. It's like if Trey Mancini went and played for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Or probably the Red Sox more. But it's like, we don't.
It's not quite. The Red Sox, not quite the Yankees.
Right.
Level.
Yankees would be Steelers. But it'd be like, oh, well, you're in the division, so I don't like that, but I like you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. We're on the same. I think we're on this close to the same page with Joe. All right. You want to get us in the Orioles talk?
Sure.
It's enough football talk.
All right. You want to get Heasley out of the way, or you want to talk?
Tell me. I don't know. Yeah. This. Okay. Fine. I forgot this guy. I forgot about this deal that happened. Is this the Ryan O'Hearn move? He's a Royal, right? We got Kansas City Royal guy who they discarded for what, a 17-year-old player that we just signed from the DR or something.
Right.
and he's going to turn in to be our best reliever. That's my
Yeah, and
understanding?
and it's like a leftover move from the Waka trade.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. He's a middle of the road guy. He's one of these guys where it's like he's still young. He's in the bullpen, and who knows? He has a 5.45 ERA.
For his career, yeah. And last year was over 7.
Yes. So this is one of those guys where it's like, who knows if the Orioles can do what they've done with some other players and like really find something with this guy, or it's just a, hey, we had to do something silly to wrap this up. It's nothing to get mad about. It's nothing to get excited about.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Heasley is a right-handed bullpen arm with a high ERA. Mike Elias does not just randomly just trade for people. Like
Right.
Mike Elias saw something he liked, right, in the stuff. I don't know what his stuff it looks like. I saw some stuff on Twitter or X with, his bullpen and his curveball or whatever. I don't know what all that means, but he's got good stuff apparently. And so I'm sure Mike Elias saw the stuff. And listen, Mike Elias is making a career out of finding these bullpen arms and turning them into good arms. And our bullpen, I mean, I don't need to remind everybody what happened in the playoffs with Brian Baker. Our bullpen could use help. And I think there's spots in the bullpen to be won. And so, I mean, Jonathan Heasley is not a guarantee to make the roster, but certainly he is. The Orioles value him because they traded for him. And so could be another piece in that bullpen puzzle. And so as of now, the Orioles have made 2 moves, both bullpen moves. So obviously they see that as an area to strengthen, which I think is accurate. Now, what we don't know is, are they going to make any moves to strengthen the start and pitching? That's, I think, what's TBD. But the bullpen, they're in a better spot now than they were when the season ended. And if this is all they do with the bullpen, I think that's okay. And we'll see if they do anything else with the bullpen. But right now, I think the bullpen is okay. And again, all that, every time we talk about starting pitching in the bullpen, the 2 big wild cards to me is Tyler Wells and DL Hall.
Yeah.
Is Tyler Wells, are they starters or are they bullpen arms? that changes everything for me if I'm the GM, how I view those guys. If they're bullpen guys, then I think our bullpen's set. If they're starters, then I think, well, maybe we need to make one more move in the bullpen.
Right.
But if they're both bullpen arms, then we need to make another move in the starters. So that's the decision still out there. And I guess understandably, Mike Elias is not going to make a decision on those players until kind of as late in the game as possible.
Yeah, until February.
Until spring training. Yeah.
Right.
Until April. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, all right. That's enough about Jonathan Heasley.
All right. Yeah. We'll get to know. I'm sure we'll get to know him this summer.
Right. So, all right. So I hope so. That means he'd be on the team. The Orioles.
Danny Coulomb, perhaps, on the right side.
The Orioles and Maryland have finally approved, and everyone agreed on a new lease.
About time we got to the biggest story of the week, maybe the biggest story of the year, depending on who you ask.
Did you watch the announcement at Camden Yards?
No, I didn't. That's not true. I saw what was going on and I watched it for maybe 30 seconds. I got kind of bored and then I turned it off.
Did you notice what was missing from the announcement?
You mean who was missing?
Correct.
I did. The Oriole bird was there.
Yes.
But Josh Soroka did not travel for one of the biggest announcements of the year. So
they did not give me a heads up.
Josh was conspicuously absent from there. Yeah. No, also John was not there, the owner of the team.
Yeah. John Angelos.
Yeah.
Was not there.
Yeah. Is that a something or is that a nothing, Josh?
That's a something. I just don't know what it is.
All right.
Well, and actually, I think I know what it is.
What is it?
I think it's he doesn't want to answer questions. Any questions?
And it wasn't Martin Luther King Day, so he couldn't use that one.
Right. Any questions about this are all geared towards John. Because I've got multiple questions for John. I don't have any questions for the state of Maryland. It is what it is. I'm not even a taxpayer there anymore, so who cares? But I have questions for John, and I think John didn't want to answer questions, and this really is not the time to open the books. And he doesn't want to answer questions that he avoided about opening the books before.
Josh, have you reached out?
He doesn't want to talk about the rumor of him and Rosenbaum having dinner together.
Josh,
in
if
DC.
This guy's going to buy the Orioles, you have to learn his name.
Rubenstein.
Yes,
David,
you always say
David
Rosenbaum.
Rubenstein. David Rubenstein.
Yes.
I'm just gonna have to tape that on my desk here. David
Yeah.
Rubenstein.
Or just get a button and you just hit it.
Yeah,
Whenever you
exactly.
say, hey,
But he does. John does not want to answer about this, where to spend the $600 million. He does not want to answer about the land development that we'll talk about in a minute. He does not want to answer about, is the team for sale. He does not want to answer anything about Rubenstein. He does not want to answer anything about extensions.
Have you reached out to him, Josh, to have him come on the podcast? You can ask him this stuff?
Yeah, no response.
Okay.
No response.
You should, for the record, message him on X.
Yeah, you don't think I already have?
Have you?
I believe
With an
I
interview
have.
request?
I believe I have.
Okay.
To no response. I will check. I believe it's John P. Angelos.
Yeah, I mean he's on Twitter. Even Lou. We'll take Lou. If you want to do a conversation with Lou, I think I might actually enjoy that more.
I would prefer Lou.
And especially if you can get Brady on there too.
Yeah. Definitely.
All right, Josh. So where do you want to go? This is a story where is right up your alley, and we also got to get the Mass. And this is like a week of Josh stories between Mass and the lease.
All right.
But for the record, I saw a lot of people celebrating the signing of the lease.
Yes.
And it very much felt to me, Josh, like this is the standing ovation for like showing up to work, right? For standing ovation for doing the absolute bare minimum of your job. And so, yes, let's all party and celebrate for the bare minimum. That took way too much longer and way too much deceit in the process. But congrats. After all that deceit and dragging your feet, you got it done.
No, it's more like showing up to pick up your lottery ticket. Like it's like, by the way, for the Baltimoreans commented over on X that, for the record, he turned them down as well.
Oh yeah, and if you're gonna if John Angelos is gonna do an interview, do it with the Baltimoreans first before you do it with us. I'd rather, I feel they're more qualified to interview John Angelos, and that would be more entertaining than ours.
They'll ask him about the books and opening up tax records and stuff. We'll ask him like what does he eat while he watches a baseball game.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
all right, so let's talk about this lease, Josh. Unpack it for me.
30 years with a 15-year opt-out.
So we're not going to Nashville. Is that what you're telling me?
Oh, we'll get there.
Okay. So we still maybe. Okay.
No. All right. Well, I'll deal with that first. Nashville rumors, we can shut down because there is a clause in this lease that the Orioles can never leave Baltimore.
Okay. Somewhere Nasty Nestor is like throwing his phone at the wall or something.
I don't know how you enforce that beyond the 30 years. But I guess it says never. So I guess you could move the team, but you have to leave the uniforms and logos and everything behind. But there's a clause about you cannot move the Orioles.
Okay, fair enough.
So, or you rename them the Baltimore Angeloses and then you move. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can move all the players, but you can't move the logo. I got you.
Yeah, there's business guys always find a loophole. But there's a clause to make us all feel good to say the Orioles can never leave Baltimore.
Okay.
All right. There's a 15
as long as Fort McHenry still stands. Okay, got it. Yeah.
All right. There's a 15-year opt-out by the Orioles if the team cannot come to an agreement with Maryland for the development plan around Camden Yards.
Okay. All right. Because that was the holdup initially was all the money, not for Camden Yards, but all the money in the development around Camden Yards. Right. And so this is kind of a way to address that. But also kind of kick it down the road a little bit.
Right. So the Orioles have until December 31st of 2027 to win approval for the ground lease and development around Camden Yards. Now that would include the warehouse, the Camden Station building, which was that old museum, and then the adjacent parking lot area between the warehouse and the train tracks.
Okay, yeah.
So that's that whole side of the stadium. I find it interesting that like the Ravens Walk and all that parking stays how it is, because that's where I would want to develop. But I know there's tailgate rules and stuff.
Yeah, you get to start fighting with the Ravens for that property. Yeah,
correct. So they work out where they got to have a plan on that other side.
Okay, and I just want you to know whatever Josh is saying here, I'm putting it through my filter of what is this? How does this increase or decrease the chance that this Rubenstein thing is legit and John Angelos is selling the team? because I think it's all good news in terms of selling the team. But
Yes.
I'll let Josh continue.
And
That's where
what
my
I
mind's
think.
going with it.
And that's where I think part of why it was important to get this into the lease was because it makes the team worth even more. Because it's not that John Angelos has until December 31st to win the approval for the ground lease. It's the Orioles.
Right.
So that makes the Orioles even more intriguing and allows him to pull a little bit more money out of Rubenstein.
Right.
So that's why I agree the same thing. That's important. And I think that land area of the warehouse, that parking lot that is like employee parking or off-day parking, and that museum building, that makes sense to redevelop all that. And really, if you read all the stories about what's going on with the Hilton, maybe they can tear all that down and do something there too. So
yeah, we got a big hotel here in Macon that's abandoned now, and they can't fix the piping. And these hotels, they're a bit of a mess. These things, these big buildings, they can be a bit of a mess. And it seems like the Hilton is a bit of a mess right now.
The Hilton's falling into that, so maybe they can figure something out there. But that's the big deal about the 30-year lease is the 15-year opt-out. If you can't come to terms about agreement with the land, there's no reason they won't do that. And then, so I'm sure they'll figure that out.
That's fine.
But then the Orioles stay forever.
Okay, that's fine. But Josh, that doesn't address any of my stuff. So like, I don't care that much about the development around Camden Yards. And as I'm there opening day, I'm there playoffs, I'm there in the summer.
They couldn't put Adley and Gunnar into the contract.
Right. No, I get that. But even outside of that, I also what's the other thing that you mentioned? The opt out or whatever. I don't really care about that 15 years.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
I don't care about the Orioles leaving because they're never going to leave anyway. So that doesn't do much for me. But what I do care about, Josh, is
bare minimum.
How are they going to use the money to make the stadium better?
Yeah, and let's get to that. Now, I do think, like you said, I think all of this makes the Orioles more intriguing to sell.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Because there's no question marks. It's just you go in, all that work's taken care of.
Yeah, the deal's done. And by the way, you have a ton of money to spend. Yeah.
Okay. All right. One thing that wasn't all the paperwork about the $600 million was the press box. Do you know where I'm going with this?
I do, yes.
All right, so the press box, if you pay attention to Camden Yards, there's 2 levels of press box.
Best seats in the house.
There's the TV and radio, and then right below that is the like writers and reporters and stuff, like news reporters, podcasters. Like when we get press passes, we're in that second level underneath.
Yeah, last year, Josh,
when we
went to the Dodgers game, we got seats right below Melanie Newman, who does the pregame show right there, and we got seats right below her, and to the Dodgers, and it was the first time I think with my dad, and you weren't there, but I think it's the first time with my dad that we sat low like that, and it makes me wonder, when sometimes you get older and you have more money, I have no money.
Right,
Dad is older, he's gotten more money as he's gotten older. Yet he still sits in the nosebleeds. Why only one game in the summer does he choose to descend from the high nosebleed sections into a lower level is beyond me. If I was him, I would buy all my tickets at lower level. But yet again, for opening day, you'll find me up in 336 in the nosebleeds.
Always.
That's a little. Sorry, that's a little tangent. But anyway, what's happening with the press box?
All right, so apparently they're going to tear out that press box and make a restaurant and some premium seating. And I like this. This is kind of the
taking
modern
notes from the Nationals, huh?
This is what we see the Nats doing. Yeah. We see a lot. I think the Braves have this as well. We see this in a lot of stadiums now.
It's a 1%er move, though, right? It's not for us.
Oh, it's not for us. It's the 1%er move. We've had those tickets
even with our press pass.
We've had those tickets for the Nats, and it's amazing.
Someone's given us those tickets. Someone's giving you those tickets, right? That's how we get there.
But as an example, the last time I used those tickets, I was back there, and so was Ed Sheeran. Yeah. So that's the level of the seats.
Yeah.
So no, it's the 1%ers, but it makes sense as the Orioles try to bring more money into the stadium and try to take us to the next level. That makes sense. So fine.
Yeah.
Now I think It's obvious to everyone at Camden Yards. Every Oriole fan knows the three things the Orioles need. They need to invest in Wi-Fi and cell service, especially with full stadiums now. They need to invest in a sound system so that you can hear the PA announcer clearly in your seat.
Yes.
And they need to invest in jumbotrons.
Yeah,
because
the
we have fallen
Jumbotron is from
behind.
it feels like it's from the 80s compared to every other stadium. Yeah.
And thanks to the Hilton, we no longer have a skyline to protect. So make that Jumbotron massive.
Yeah.
Go
And
big.
you can even put, I mean, the Braves have a couple Jumbotrons, right? Like you can even have more than one. You can have one that for the normal Jumbotron, you can have another one that shows other stats and other stuff.
Matt, how many do we have?
Well, we have the one main one. We have one.
And then we have the one below it. And then we have the out of town scoreboard.
Yeah. The out of town scoreboard though is not. Yeah, I don't.
No, I know.
That's not the same.
No, we can have more. And if you look at the Ravens have like 6. They got the big ones on each end zone, and then they've got the fantasy stats in the corners.
Yeah.
So and
that's what the Braves have one where they have a picture of the player and all these other kind of sabermetric stats.
Yeah.
And then they have the main one with the more traditional stats. Yeah.
Right. So more Jumbotrons. That's all good. Yeah. All right. So that's all the obvious stuff.
Right. That's I assume, Josh, is that for this year? Like I assume that's like job number one.
I don't know.
Or does this take a while to kind of go through the system?
See, here's the thing. I would think the Orioles would have had these plans already laid out.
Yeah.
But we're already here we're at the end of December.
Right. And they can't do anything until they get the money and yeah.
Well, I don't know why they couldn't, but
that's
true. I don't know why they haven't started yet and haven't started these rumors. All right. When did they start the wall? Because I thought the wall was a big job. But
yeah, I mean, we got good pictures and images of the wall as it was being done. I feel like it was done early in the offseason, but I don't remember exact dates.
Okay. The Orioles announced that they were moving the wall on January 12th.
Oh, okay. And they did that, and they knocked that out in plenty of time.
And that was in plenty of times. So I'm going to say, the Orioles.
I think sound system and Jumbotrons.
Yes. And Wi-Fi
good for the start of the year.
I don't
understand your deal with the Wi-Fi. I think the Wi-Fi is fine, but okay.
I don't think the restaurant can work. I don't think you can get that done in time. Because that's a lot more build-in permits and stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Now, did you see before we get to the Orioles stuff? Did you see
think
the
press box people are ticked about that? Are they gonna just move everybody up to the second level?
No. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Why? All right. So that press box room, that's for bloggers. That's for people who write for the newspaper.
Yeah, it's for Rock Tobacco and Rich Dubroff.
Why do they need a special area? With Wi-Fi and laptops and iPads.
Oh, easy, Josh. Easy.
Can't they just go anywhere? Why do we need to treat these guys like royalty?
Josh poking the bear.
Why do they need to have the best seat in the house if they can do their job from a TV screen?
You think they could sit at home?
You would think.
Why does Jim
Palmer?
I will say, why does Jim Palmer, Kevin Brown, and Ben McDonald, Josh? Why can't they just stay at home and watch the game?
You make a great point that this is coming from the team that would not send their guys out on the field last year.
Yeah.
Or to away games.
To travel away games.
No, but I would say that our press box is in a really prime location. And if you look at the Nats, have you seen where the press box is with the Nats? You need binoculars. It's so high.
Yeah.
But
it's interesting. The role of the press box after we're not in the newspaper era anymore.
Right.
I don't know. That's an interesting question.
TV
radio, we want them to have a good seat.
Yes, because they will tell us stuff that the TV cameras don't always.
Yeah,
see.
We want them seeing everything going on in the field. Yeah.
Right.
Close out, yeah.
So I'm sure press people are annoyed by it. I don't know if it's that big a deal. And I don't think I, as a fan, care.
I think 336 is a pretty good seat to see the full action.
I still don't know why we've gone for 10 years and we've never tried the podcast live while sitting in section 336 because it's a great view of the game.
Yeah.
I guess technology.
Maybe I don't want to podcast live while I'm watching a game.
Yeah. And then I guess we didn't want to drag these mics and cameras and all up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, care about that.
Okay, fine. So a restaurant
But
with a
wait.
that's fine. So
But before we
yeah, I want
before
your
we
other
get
improvements.
to
But go ahead.
before we get to our dreams and how we would spend the $600 million.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear Josh talk about the hot tub. But okay, go ahead.
No, I'm in Jacksonville. I got one down here. I'm good.
You got one. I hate that so much.
It's so cringy and
Gross. Yeah. Though
Gross.
my son did enjoy the raised tank, and so I'm curious to see what we can do.
Yeah, because humans weren't in there.
Yeah, it's the race, but you could go in and touch the race.
Right.
But so not a good view of the field while you're petting the race. I couldn't see the field at all. That annoyed me.
Right. All right. I agree. Did you see this week the Ravens announcement? Where the Ravens announced how they're spending their $600 million.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Okay, well the Ravens have announced that they are doing a bar and restaurant and concert pavilion and all this stuff.
I did see some images of that. Yeah,
to the outside, kind of to the outside of their stadium.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It looks cool, and it sure seems like a coincidence to make that announcement right when the Orioles get their money. Be like, hey Orioles, here's something you could do. But anyway, you've got $600 million. We've got $600 million. We're going to spend some of it on that stuff. But $600 million is a lot of money. What else would you do to improve Camden Yards?
Well, and I'm sure you have more thoughts on it than I do, Josh, but I'll just say, and I think they've talked about this, is in that kind of up. I mean, we see this with a lot of stadiums. I mean, I always go to the Braves because it's a newer stadium and, I'm familiar with it. But like more standing, kind of open
party
bar areas, but it doesn't just be bars. It can be standing open areas. Like you if you think about up the left field upper deck, which I've gotten yelled at before for just walking there because they closed off the sections. It seems like you could take down some seats in the left field wall and turn into this open area.
Yes. Number one, that's my big thing. That's what I want. I don't care about the restaurant. I want that area because, you go to Atlanta, it's cool. And it's like cool. You take that flag court and you do that type of thing up there, which, all right, and I'll tell you, if you're giving up those seats to do something cool up there, you are welcome to. And you may have an issue with this, Matt, but I would say if you're going to give me a cool, big party area up there, you can put some seats in the flag court if you want. I'm okay. I will give that up.
Oh no, see, I don't want seats in the flag court. You don't need more seats. You don't need them. All you do is, and the Braves do this. You open up the number of standing room onlys, and you just have a bunch of people to watch the game without a seat, which I'm cool with. I don't need a seat.
No, you're right. You're right.
But Josh, I don't see and this is a lot of people won't care about this, but I care about this. The other big thing I would do with it, this is my only two things. That my first idea was, take out the left field and open it up. The other thing is, Josh, as someone who has kids, our kids area stinks. It's terrible. We have like three little things there for kids to do. The playground and three little lame little things. I like the fact that it's free. It's not free at the Braves games. But I think we could do something cool. I mean, the Phillies, I haven't been there, but I remember Bert talking about how the Phillies have a little mini field that kids play on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Braves have a whole kind of section, a whole row of like 20 different things for kids.
Like a carnival,
Yeah, almost like carnival atmosphere. I mean, I've seen minor league games that have more activities for kids than the Baltimore Orioles. And so I would like the Orioles to dedicate some money to improving the kids section.
Right. Tampa's got the little baseball field.
Yeah, Tampa's got a little baseball field where Sass and I start on Masson in it.
Yeah.
And then and then they also have the Rays thing, which is cool for kids. That was just surrounded by kids petting the Rays. And when the Rays have better kid entertainment than you do, that's not a good sign because the Rays are minimalists. So I think the Orioles could use to upgrade the kid sections on the stadium, and maybe even multiple kid sections or something.
Right. I would also invest in the Orioles Hall of Fame because the Orioles Hall of Fame sucks.
Yeah, that's fair.
There's some cool stuff.
I like what they have, but they can do more
behind home plate.
Yep.
Now, here's what I take in. As part of that lease development thing, land development, part of it is that old building that was the Legends Museum, the Maryland Sports Legends Museum.
Yeah, is that no longer?
No, that's been closed for years. It's just an empty building.
Okay.
I would take that building, and that would be the Orioles Museum.
Oh, I like that idea. That's a good idea.
I would consider purchasing or partnering with the Babe Ruth Museum to run it.
Yeah.
And keep it going. So that way it's open during the day also, even
No,
when you don't have games.
Yeah, I
And you could go there and explore all this history about the Baltimore Orioles. And then you can bring back these stadium tours as part of the museum.
Oh, bring with this. The stadium tours being shut down is a travesty.
Oh,
I want my son to go on a stadium tour, and I can't even.
Me too.
Look, it's a travesty. I would pay good money too. I would pay money to go on a stadium tour.
And we've been on the Orioles stadium tour a few times.
I
used to go every year.
I think I've been twice. I don't know.
I don't know. FanFest used to be able to get it every year. I think
that's true. That's true. FanFest. Yeah, the last FanFest week, I think we could look at the dugout, and that was it.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll always say the very best FanFest was right after the strike when they were begging people to come back.
Yeah.
And had it at Camden Yards and all. But I guess
but they don't do FanFest anymore, right? They do the caravans now.
Yeah.
And the caravans don't come to Macon, Georgia. I checked.
They haven't announced the locations yet. You can still hold out hope.
Oh, okay.
January 25th, 26th, 27th.
Maybe that. Hey, and you just made me think of something too, Josh. You know what also is a problem, I think? And it was true in the playoffs. It was really, I felt unsafe in the playoffs. But even a regular season game,
you felt unsafe?
Yeah.
Okay, what?
Being in the team store.
Oh, the team store.
Team store is insane, Josh. Like, it is just so small.
Yeah, totally.
So many people. Like, I was in there with my son, and I felt like I need to get out of here. And that's a regular season game because it's so crowded, made me uncomfortable.
So in
the playoffs, it was insane.
Yeah.
Can we get a bigger team store?
Here's what we want. Here's what I suggest: kick everyone out of the warehouse. We have this gigantic building, but there's actually like legit offices and stuff in there.
Yeah.
Get rid of all those people.
Make the team store 2 or 3 stories.
Make the team store bigger. Make that we put in that sportsbook restaurant. I get it. I like it. I like the idea of a restaurant. I like the idea of sports.
And they're going to try to get on that gambling. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally makes sense. Why is that on the ground floor? Shouldn't that be like up high and you can overlook into the stadium?
Yeah. I don't know why they don't utilize all those other buildings in the warehouse.
Why is there not balconies or something off the side of the warehouse up high and stuff?
Whose offices are in there anyway? Who takes all those rooms?
No, like non-Oriole related things. Like they rent it out.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah.
I assume there was all Oriole stuff in there.
No, it's in. Let me see if
I mean, somewhere in there is Orioles offices, though, right? Like that's where Mike Elias is and Sig Mejdal and their whole crew is somewhere in those offices.
Yes, but I
understand that they need a few rooms. That leaves whole floors of I don't know what. I see when I'm at the game, I see some workers go from the warehouse, some like concession stand workers go from the warehouse to there. So I assume there's like concession stand or like, I don't know, food facilities somewhere in there doing something. Talking about things I have no idea about, which I think is pretty
I don't
clear.
know. I see some tech startup called Optio Labs.
Yeah, what's Optio Labs doing in there?
Some banquet facility is in there.
So maybe with $600 million, we don't need to rent out our warehouse.
That's what I'm saying. Kick everybody out of there.
Yeah, I agree. That's weird. I didn't even think about other people being in that warehouse.
Yeah. No, get rid of them all and make it all part of the game day experience. Obviously, I love the idea. Look, I love the idea. I love that Mike Elias comes and sits behind home plate. But how cool would it be if we knew that window up there is Mike Elias's office and he can sit out there and just watch the game and peek out there? And like, I imagine one of those windows is his, but we don't know which one.
Right.
But shouldn't that be all baseball related stuff up there? That's what I would do.
And you're right. It seems like, whether you want to make the team store 3 floors or make the team store, half of the warehouse bottom floor and move the restaurant, other stuff upstairs. It seems like there's, you guys got more room to work with. Why am I in this tiny space with 500 other Oriole fans just trying to look at a hat?
Right.
it kind of stresses me out, and it makes me not want to go to the team store, to be honest.
Yeah. All right, I've got another suggestion.
Also, by the way, Josh, for Christmas, one of the things on my Christmas list was to buy a City Connect hat. And why are they sold out of City Connect hats?
Oh, are they really?
At least at my size.
I don't know. I can't tell you.
The only sizes available were like, for huge heads. And I have a average size head.
Got to grow that hair out a little more.
Yeah. I'm going to get it cut. I'm a stalemate now with my wife, with my partner, where I don't want to go to the haircuttery to get a haircut because I feel like it's dumb. I just want to shave my head. But she doesn't want to shave my head, and I can't shave it myself. I want her to do it. She wants to go to the haircuttery. I don't want to spend money if I'm just going to shave my head. So right now, that's where we're at. And so my hair just continues to grow.
Right. So you say, tell her that if she shaves your head, you'll go buy a new phone. You got to do a trade-off.
Fair enough.
And I'm sure she's tired of hearing about your broken phone.
Yeah. I can't hear at it anymore too, which is actually not too bad. So I can still text and everything.
That sounds like
the volume doesn't really work anymore.
All right. I got a couple more things.
Yeah.
Restaurants. It's cool in the warehouse, but I'm all about game day experience and being able to see and be part of the action.
Okay.
So you moved all those seats back. You've got the giant wall in left field. Why can't we build a restaurant under those seats?
Josh, you've never even eaten at Dempsey's or whatever restaurant. What do you know about restaurants for?
I've eaten at Dempsey's.
During a game?
No, you can't see the game during there.
Right. I'm saying, I don't know what your obsession is with the restaurants.
No, I'm just saying restaurants, bars, cool areas. And why not to build something into that wall that it would be cool? The grounds crew gets to sit under there and they've got this cool view from the outfield. Why can't we do something else like that with the fans on the other side?
You're saying underneath?
Yeah, underneath as part of the wall.
So make the wall see-through, put mesh up there?
Yeah, put a fence up there in glass.
Yeah, they got that somewhere. I saw someone had
in Boston. Boston's got a restaurant built into the warehouse, and it's open during batting practice, and it's just a net so you can talk to the players and everything. And then when the game starts, the wall they put a garage door down.
Okay. Yeah, I've been to. I'm trying to think. The minor league stadium I went to that had couches and stuff inside that area.
Yeah,
and it was this lounge area for.
Tampa's got a little bit of that.
Okay.
Over on the side, Sarasota, they've got a little bit of that in the outfield for Ed Smith.
Okay.
I'm just saying more ways to get the fans closer to the field.
Yeah. Are you going to make an argument now that the grounds crew doesn't need such a good seat? Why the grounds crew needs to have the best seat in the house? Why can't the grounds crew be in the back somewhere watching the radar? Why are we giving good seats to the grounds crew, Josh?
Because we're probably paying them pennies.
Oh, but I'll tell you what. Part of the perks is that they get a good view of the game.
Yeah. But also that big wall, if you're not going to do a fan thing there, that big wall is another great spot for a scoreboard.
Yeah, it seems like you have this big wall. You could use it for something. Yeah, I buy that argument.
More than just advertising.
Yeah, more than advertising. Fans sitting down there or something. Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea. Judge, what are your thoughts? I saw someone suggest putting, you mentioned Boston, and that you can sit on top of the Green Monster. What are your thoughts about putting seats on top of the?
Not practical. It's too high. That's
too high. It's too far away.
That is higher than the Green Monster. You are too far away. You are more on the.
You can't put seats in the warehouse.
You could, but I think you got all your satellites up there. You've got the lights are on the warehouse.
Have you ever been to Wrigley, Josh? Have you been to Chicago and gone to Wrigley Field? You haven't been.
No, but I know the seats are on the buildings. They're not
on the buildings outside of the stadium.
Yeah, I know. But Wrigley's smaller. No, you don't need seats.
Oh, I bet the seats on top of the buildings are closer. I mean, are further away in Wrigley than the warehouse in Camden Yards.
I'm not sure about that. But I also know.
Let's get out a tape measure.
No, it's also part of it is you can't get as many people inside of Wrigley. It holds less people.
Right, I get it.
So there's a need and a desire.
And those seats are private businesses. I don't think they belong to Wrigley.
No, they don't. There's been lawsuits about that where the Cubs want their money. And I don't know how that worked out, but I know Cubs were not happy about those seats when they showed up. Yeah. No, my problem with seats on the warehouse is the lights are up there. I want the guys up there that are going to shoot off the fireworks and do all that stuff. I don't need seats. I said put restaurants and stuff up there in the stores. I still want to keep the look of the warehouse. You got to be smart about it.
And there's so much room within the warehouse that we just talked about. It seems unnecessary to go on top of the
All
warehouse.
right. How about a bird cage?
This is what I'm talking about, Josh. Like I
tank.
mentioned the rays with the devil rays, and you can pet the manta rays.
Yes.
Now we're talking the bird cage. Explain the bird cage to me. I'm intrigued.
It's a cage that holds Oriole birds. It's real simple. What there is to what do you mean? It's you're intrigued. It's as simple as it gets. We
Can
put
you
a
pet
cage.
the birds like you can pet the rays?
No, you can come and look at the birds.
Okay.
No,
I have at the local museum here. Oh shoot, what's this kind of bird? But like it talks. It's a talking bird.
Yeah, like a parrot. My neighbor's got one, and
it's not a parrot. It's this bird's all white.
Like a
cockatoo or something.
Cuckoo.
Yeah, okay.
Like
I'm no expert on bird law or anything, but but the Oriole bird itself is not a very. I don't want to diminish the Oriole bird, Josh, but a cage full of Oriole birds is that really impressive?
Right. No, I hear you. So what if we do a little Jurassic Park thing and we mix Oriole bird DNA with something scary?
Yeah, a
big
cage. Yeah, like if we were the the Detroit Tigers, we could talk about a cool cage with some animals.
Why do the Tigers not have a tiger cage? That'd be cool.
I could think of a couple of reasons, but yeah.
Yeah. If Mike Tyson can have him in his house, I think someone up in Detroit can run him.
Yeah.
Man, my neighbor has one of those birds that talks.
Yeah.
And they put it outside all the time. And you know how creepy it is to go out. I go out in the backyard and I'll talk to the dog, Bella, and I'll just hear, "Good morning."
Yeah.
From 2 doors down. And then it started doing a thing where I play catch with a squeaky ball. And every time the ball would squeak, the bird would squeak and would copy the ball. With me and the dog are out there.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I don't know how you live with those things.
No. I'll tell you, $600 million is a ton of money.
Yeah.
There is that is.
But
easy.
You think with all that money, still no swimming pool?
No swimming pool. No swimming pool. I will go for the retractable roof dome structure before a swimming pool.
I agree. That's
we get rid of regulations.
The swimming pools are so gross.
It's the most disgusting thing.
Yeah.
And I know we've got one down here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, but lots of possibilities.
Yep.
With that money.
Yeah. So
but the bare minimum, jumbotron, speakers.
Yeah. And
Wi-Fi, and then we can talk about the other stuff.
Yeah, and then sell the team. So
and then sell the team. Yeah, and Josh, just real quick, I know we're pushing up against an hour here.
I know,
but
I think I had some show and tell for you.
But even before that, another big shoe to drop is, and I looked through the perspective of, this makes the team easier to sell. We kind of have some settlements with Masson and the Nats, right?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. So it's done. We finally have an agreement on you get this money, we get this money. Right.
Which normally I wouldn't care. And normally I would say, the Nats are trying to screw us again, which I think in this whole deal, the Nats come up better than they should.
Yes.
But for me, I'm just like, let's wrap it up and done so the team is less complicated to sell. This is one less thing to worry about when you're selling the team. Right?
So, it's one less thing. It's the Nats have been trying to sell. This is part of the complication for them. We clearly are ready to sell. So it's cleared our complications. Glad it's finally done. I'm glad now all of our conjecture won't be about the Masson deal or the Orioles moving to Nashville. Now we get to talk about the team selling.
Yeah, though my one fear in life, Josh, is David Rubenstein. I don't know if it's Rubenstein or Rubenstein, to be honest. I should clear that up. You know if it's Rubenstein or Rubenstein?
I don't know.
I think of
Bears or Berenstein Bears.
I know. I think of Frankenstein, the Young Frankenstein movie. It's Frankenstein. If he ends up buying the Nats and he's part of the Ted Lerner or whatever the deal is,
then we're screwed.
Then that would be the most depressing day of our lives if he's end up buying the Nats.
Yeah, and then we've got no one here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it better? All right. Is this like when you put your house on the market, you want to be like the only house available in your community? So then there's higher demand.
Right.
So now there's two. This is like two neighbors listing their houses for sale next to each other.
Yes. And so who's more attractive house?
Right. So you go to the Orioles house and it's like, you refinished. You got a brand new kitchen, bathroom. You redid the master bedroom. This is really nice. Let me go check out the Nats house. Oh, your house, it's not as good, but this land and property is really nice. And look at this location. It's close to my office. shorter
Yep.
drive to work.
Oh, and look at all these big wigs who you have access to who are
Right. Right. Yeah. Sure.
But Josh, I mean, I know, and I think we looked this up last time, and the Nats are worth more than the Orioles.
Yes.
But right now, I don't know how anyone would choose the Nationals team or the Orioles team.
No, you
just
want
like given the product on the
No.
field.
You want it because you want to be the owner that comes in and suddenly you win a World Series and everyone praises you even though you had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. And not only do you have, and by the way, I know people don't want to hear this, Josh. I don't know if you listened. Did you listen to, have you listened to Baseball Tonight?
No.
I don't know if everyone wants to hear this. I know this is too soon, but Bustroni, he already gave his World Series predictions.
For next year?
Yeah.
And he picked the Orioles.
He said the Orioles.
Yeah. I mean, that's my prediction too. I know we don't do our predictions till March, but that's my prediction.
So, Orioles and Braves, there it is from Bustroni.
Yeah, from Buster. I hope so. Would you switch? You just switch your mic or something on there? What are you doing? You fooling with your computer right here at the end of the show? Did we lose Matt? We're an hour into the show and we lost Matt. So I see over on YouTube, Pocket Watch checking in. Pocket Watch, you're right. You haven't seen us in forever because we haven't gone live in forever. We just haven't streamed. We've just been doing more recordings, and now we decided, hey, let's give it a try. Matt, what's going on?
Well, my contract says I can opt out once we hit the hour mark. And so we hit the hour mark, and I chose to opt out of this podcast episode.
Okay. I believe Instagram might do that as well because the Instagram seemed to freeze right at the hour mark as well.
Okay.
So
we're pushing the limits to Instagram.
Yeah. So I was going to do a little show and tell with you. You want to see some stuff?
Yeah, let's do real quick. We're over an hour.
I know we're over an hour, but we've had some shorter shows.
Yeah.
So
goodness knows on the 1 week of the year where there's nothing to talk about, we go over our time. Fine.
Yeah. So here's my latest bobblehead.
Gunner in the City Connect.
I got a Gunner City Connect that I ordered on I ordered this thing.
That's a cool bobblehead.
I ordered this thing when the City Connects were announced before they even wore it, and it just showed up this week.
Oh,
now, are you familiar with LGC marketing? They're like they're the reps of like Kerstead and Adley and some of the other, or not Adley anymore, but they market these young players that we have.
Okay, no.
So they did
I'm unfamiliar.
They did a blind box, a $200 blind box for game used Orioles gear.
Oh, interesting.
You get something Orioles related, autographed, that was used in a game.
Oh, cool.
So I said, let me try it out.
Yeah.
And I got a baseball bat.
Oh, sweet.
And you can see a nice crack here where it was.
Oh, a broken bat.
So it's a broken bat.
Oh, that's cool.
The handle is still sticky.
Yeah.
Who would you be now? They did like an unveiling where they would draw your name and they'd say, well, I've got Ryan O'Hearn's cleats, and then they draw a name and this is who gets it.
Okay.
So there was some cool stuff, like a Adley Rutschman shin guards autographed by him, and some lame stuff in my regard, like a Ryan O'Hearn baseball cap.
Yeah. We love Ryan O'Hearn, but we prefer the Adley Rutschman shin guards.
Sure. Right. So where would you rate a broken bat signed by Jorge Mateo?
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like it. It's not Adley. It's not Kerstead.
It's going to go up there next to your Cal Ripken bat? Don't you have Cal Ripken bat?
It's funny. It is on I pulled it off the wall to show in the podcast, but it is on the wall above a Cal Ripken bat and below a Hank Aaron bat. Right where I always think of Jorge Mateo.
You have a signed Hank Aaron bat?
Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
A client.
Did I know that? How did I miss that? I know you got the Cal Ripken bat.
Yeah, I got a Hank Aaron ball also.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I got a bat here. It says best wishes.
Memorabilia in his house. Aaron.
So yeah, so Jorge Mateo is on the wall right below that.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I mean, Jorge Mateo I think in terms of what you can get on eBay, Jorge Mateo might be at the bottom of that list. But that's cool. Cool.
But I thought it was cool as for a game use thing. It was a step up from a Ryan O'Hearn hat or gloves or cleats. I wanted
the baseball bat's cool.
I got a bat. Cool. And Mateo's a cool guy to get if you're not going to get one of the stars.
Yeah.
All right. Now I found something online this week that I ordered over the weekend, and it just showed up today.
Okay.
This thing is from 1985.
Okay.
And when I was 5 years old, I would have died to have this.
Okay.
And I wanted this. And you weren't even born yet, right? No, you were born.
1985, I was 2. Yeah.
You were 2. That's right. You just had your birthday.
I turned 40. Yeah.
And
No
this
need
is
to remind me.
brand new in the box, and Orioles Cabbage Patch doll.
Oh, wow.
Look at this thing.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
The problem is it is so big, it doesn't fit on any of the shelves in
That's
my
a big old
office
box.
because
Yeah.
of the box. But
Why is
check
the
it-
box so big for that item?
I don't know, but check it out. He's got the cool 80s Orioles uniform.
One of the best uniforms ever created.
The 80s Orioles batting helmet.
Yeah.
With the hard plastic, and then a little pennant that says Orioles.
That's really cool.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, still in the box. Who are these people that keep these things still in the box?
I don't know, but I saw that come up on Facebook and in one of my trade groups, and I was like, all right, I got to buy that. Yeah. And I was excited to get that in the mail today.
How much thing run you?
That was $60.
Okay. I don't know what these things go for. I don't know. Is
I
that a
don't
good
know.
deal or bad deal? I have no idea.
I don't know. It was a deal I was comfortable with. I don't know if it's good or bad. But I was like, you know what? That's awesome. And it's in the box and it'll look good in my office. And I know people pay more than that for like a flat thing to hang on the wall.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. But I thought those were some cool things to show you that I just added to my office this week. And examples of why apparently I'm hard to buy Christmas gifts for. To bring it all full circle.
Right. Yeah. No, I would, that's understandable. If you're going to buy, also, who's going to spend $200 on a unknown random Orioles memorabilia?
I know. I thought I'd try it once.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I'm happy with my results. But when I saw other people getting some lame stuff, I was like, maybe I won't do the blind box next time. Because if I got a Ryan O'Hearn autographed hat, I would have been discouraged that I spent $200 for that hat.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you want to do an autograph, I mean, I got a Heston Kjerstad baseball. I got to get some cases for these baseballs.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if you go to the minor league games, you can get autographs from anybody.
True. Yeah, I got a Gunnar Henderson autograph ball from the game before he got caught up to the majors.
Yeah,
and I've got a Jonah Heim autograph ball.
Yeah,
from before he was what?
I think I have a. Do I have a Jonah? I think I have a Jonah Heim signed baseball card.
Yes, that his grandmother sent.
Yeah, actually, I have I have multiple Jonah Heim baseball.
Yeah, I have a ball that Jonah Heim signed to Section 336.
Oh yeah, Josh, we didn't get into how Jonah Heim was snubbed for the all MLB baseball team at
that they gave it to Adley instead.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Adley, I think overall had the better year, but Texas fans thinks he was snubbed.
Yeah,
Jonah Heim was snubbed.
Yep.
But we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. Matt, have a great Christmas.
You have a great Christmas as well. I'll see you a couple of days after Christmas.
Yeah, I'll see you next week. I think maybe we'll record together in person next week. That could be fun.
Fun for a change.
Yep.
All right.
You close it up.
Yeah, follow us, people, on X. This is why you follow us on X and Facebook and
now Instagram.
Because sometimes we go on live. Yeah, so you gotta follow us so you know when we go on live and you can be there to watch us in person. I got my Christmas tree in the background. Josh is wearing his stupid Orioles winter hat.
I got a Christmas tree too. It's over here.
Okay, fine. You don't have lights? Do you have lights on that thing? You got to put some lights on that baby. Charlie Brown Christmas tree there.
It's a little tiny thing for my office.
Yeah. All right. So you can follow us all there. Go to iTunes. Give us 5 stars. Write us reviews so more people will know about the show.
Yep.
Tell your friends. We're doing shows in the off season. We don't stop.
Yeah.
You want to plug Birdland Sports?
Yeah, going over to Birdland Sports. Grab some gear. Here's what I need from listeners.
Yeah.
It's time to revamp the store. Get rid of the Homer Hose merch, set it aside on last year's gear, build up for some new things for this coming season.
There's no more Homer Hose this year.
I don't know. I know fans will want it back, but I don't know if the Orioles will bring it back.
No, I think they'll do something different.
I think they'll do something different.
Yeah.
I agree. But give me ideas for shirts. You give me an idea, I run with it, and I'll give you a free shirt, and then we can make something cool. Like last year, Guns and Hoses. one of my favorite shirts
Yeah,
was a listener submitted idea, and we ran with it. He got a free shirt, and it was all good.
Well, we're bringing back pretty much the whole roster, so you got the whole kind of almost the whole roster to work with.
Yep. Exactly. So send me your ideas.
Of Jack Flaherty and Adam Frazier and Gibson, right? All right. That wraps things up. In the meantime, you can follow me on X for all my hot Orioles offseason takes at Section 336. You can also follow Josh on X
at Josh Roca.
Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go O's and go Ravens.